Mr. Vice-Chancellor, all academics here today, and staff, graduands, parents and families, good evening. Please allow me to address our graduands briefly, because I've been given 10 minutes to do that, and I'll try, on making the Constitution work for all of us. And allow me to start by reading verbatim the preamble of the Constitution, and I quote, "We, the people of South Africa, recognize the injustices of the past, honor those who suffered for justice and freedom in our land, respect those who have worked to build and develop our country, and believe that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, united in our diversity. We therefore, through our freely elected representatives, adopt this Constitution as the supreme law of the Republic, so as to heal the divisions of the past and establish a society based on democratic values, social justice, and fundamental human rights. Lay the foundation for a democratic and open society in which government is based on the will of the people and every citizen is equally protected by the law. Improve the quality of life of all citizens and free their potential and the potential of each person, and build a united and democratic South Africa, able to take its rightful place as a sovereign state in the family of nations." And then it concludes, "May God protect our people. Nkosi, sikelele Afrika. Morena, boloka setjhaba sa heso. God seën South Africa. God bless South Africa. Mudzimo, fatutseza Afrika." And finally, Hosi katikeka Afrika. Now, of course, this constitutional framework, viewed as a negotiated political settlement when it was put in place, was for us the one great victory after centuries of struggle against colonialism and the injustices of the system of apartheid by successive generations. With the adoption of this Constitution, those of our generation had achieved a critical milestone in the struggle for equality and justice for all in our land. The reality of this milestone achievement had, however, just begun. I will be the first to highlight the efficacy of the fiercely independent and strong constitutional institutions we have managed to put in place by creating them and by building them. Our constitutionalism thrives largely on the independence of our judiciary and the equal independence of judges who take their oath of judicial office seriously, and consistently adjudicate without fear, without favor, and without prejudice. Other than the Chapter 9 institutions who continue to promote a culture of human rights as envisioned in our Constitution, a strong and dedicated media makes use of their enjoyment of freedom of expression and freedom of the media. However, and regrettably so, the effective implementation of our Constitution, after more than 20 years of constitutionalism, might become another phase of the struggle for equality and justice. What were the almost indelible effect of the injustices of the past which continue to impact our daily lives? We continue to struggle to right or to get right the relationship between quality education and training, the free flow of information, and the concomitant enhancement of opportunities for all on the one hand, and the eradication of abject and debilitating poverty on the other. We struggle with that. And as a result, we continue to be haunted by social injustices which cut deep. And unless addressed with the necessary sincerity, with the necessary courage and commitment, with the necessary understanding and unity of purpose, it is likely to implode, and we might never realize the society which our Constitution envisions in the preamble that I've just read out, where the Constitution provides justice for all. And that, for me, is an imperative that we must all continue to strive for, regardless of the challenges. Otherwise, decades of struggle, which have in the past few days been so well typified in the picture painted of the life and times of Winnie Nomzamo, Madikizela Mandela, and in a way, Solomon Kalushi Mahlangu. If that is not done, all those struggles will count for nothing. Whereas those of my generation truly believe that they have put in place a basic constitutional framework which, with warts and all, provide us with an enabling environment that can make real not only the substantive rights in the context of their constitutional limitations, but also with the basic values of freedom, equality, human dignity, the rule of law, and so forth. Values which should enhance our understanding of the need for all of us to make a contribution towards that common purpose. Now, with all that, the scene, I think, is therefore set for you to take the baton and advance the constitutional project much further than we could ever do, ensuring that the constitutional promise becomes real in the lives of all people, and not only for those who are empowered and therefore are an empowered few. With the innocence of your generation in regard to one of the greatest crimes against humanity, you stand a much better chance of achieving the necessary social cohesion to pursue a common purpose. Now, whichever way you might choose to define your struggles in the context of your experience of the Constitution, it would, I think, be foolhardy for you to throw out the baby with the bathwater. Our Constitution provides a solid basis for ensuring that those who still bear the brunt of human indignity, including poverty, inequality, racism, and all forms of violence, and those who are homeless and landless, are beneficiaries and can find real redress, as the Constitution once more envisions. You have the right and you have the freedom to be most critical of that constitutional project and or the extent of our ineffective efforts to implement it. But strictly speaking, you have a duty. You have a duty to be critical. You have a duty to be critical of the Constitution, and don't believe anybody who says you have no right to criticize the Constitution. However, if you don't do that, or because if you don't do that, we run the risk of rendering stagnant and or even derailing the social justice aims of our Constitution. But then, in your critical analysis of the Constitution, it would not be unreasonable to take issue with you if you question the fact of the constitutional project itself. It would not be unreasonable to take issue with you if you question or even judge the continued relevance of our Constitution as the basic law for our democracy today. And I say that because if you do that, it would amount to you judging the efforts of my generation in the context of your reality, and it cannot be. In particular, we hope that you will place great value and reliance on the basic constitutional values so that they continue to inform the rights and responsibilities we all have to ensure that the Constitution works for all of us. Now, as you begin a new chapter in your legal career, having acquired new knowledge and new skills, practice your trade with an open mind. You will realize that the law, when skillfully utilized, is a powerful tool to bring about the necessary transformation in our society. And I say necessary because it is the imperative of the Constitution. You will agree with me that a most dedicated civil society in South Africa today has proven that notion over and over again. You only have to think of the outcome of the Esidimeni matter. But then again, when you apply your skills and you practice the law with an open heart, it will imbue you with the necessary sensitivity, creativity, and emotional intelligence. And it will enable you to empathize and make a meaningful difference in the legal reality and lives of the people you serve. Go out there. Enjoy the practice of the law. It will be difficult at first, but as soon as you get the hang of it, you will have a ball. I congratulate you heartily on your achievements. And I know you did this despite the plethora of challenges you all had to face during the recent #FeesMustFall struggles. Special thanks must go to your parents, as as the Deputy Vice Chancellor has already mentioned, considering the backgrounds from where we come, we understand what it takes to get you through this experience and get you to achieve at this level. Their support, I know, has been invaluable. But then, I would be remiss if, in addition, I do not express personal gratitude to your professors, to your lecturers, I think they played a very important role in where you are. And trust me, they too, with the recent experiences, did not find it easy. I know I was part of it. I have to extend the same gratitude to the staff, which is normally known as the administrative staff. They too had a very important role to play. We know that sometimes they are the ones who we take our issues to. They are sometimes the first bastion of people that we encounter, particularly when you are a new student at a university. The UCT, the university, has made another significant addition to the skill base of South Africa. And I wish to congratulate you, Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, and professors and staff. And then finally, I thank you for your attention.